Okay, hey my thrifty friends. I just left the Poshmark search hacks and I'm gonna record this while all the thoughts are fresh in my brain and kind of give you guys a rundown. Now, they said that this is gonna be available after for viewing because they were only allowed to have so many people on Zoom. So as soon as they release that link, I'm gonna drop it down in the description. If you actually missed it, click that link, watch it. Okay, honest, like just straight recap, like in one sentence, I was impressed. They put some thought into this, they did some research, they gave us data. This is information. Now we can make decisions in our business. This doesn't explain the A/B testing. That's not what we're discussing in this meeting today. It is about search, explaining search, and how to position yourself for your items to show up. So we can't beat the A/B testing. I mean, that is what it is. We're either in it or we're not. I feel like it alternates every other day, whatever they have going on. But I am always looking for ways to improve my listings. And when I improve my listings on Poshmark, I also improve them on other platforms. Posh has always kind of prided themselves in their searchability, their Google ranking, things like that. And I think I think they still prioritize that. So the search hack had a moderator. I can't remember who it was. She was great. She's lovely. I've seen her before. But the two people that were talking was Jasmine from product marketing and Natasha from community development. I enjoy both of these. They came prepared. They had a good attitude. They didn't laugh at us when the Zoom started, which was kind of how it started the last meeting, but we're not going to talk about that today. And the first thing that they did was acknowledge everyone's struggles. They acknowledged that the community is struggling, that we're upset, and I just want to say thank you. Like, let's just be real humans right now. It feels good for someone to validate. Now, whether they act on it and do something, that's a whole nother story, but at least they're finally acknowledging that there is stuff going on in the community right now and that we're upset with what they're doing. So they're not going to fix the A/B testing because they need to do all that to sort out what they're doing on the app. But what they will provide us is some information. I did take a bunch of screenshots. So I'm going to pull up my files. First screenshot was the agenda. They're going to talk about boosting your discoverability, and they're going to talk about Goggle. Oh my gosh, there's like so much to chat about. So they're going to talk about Google, Poshmark, closet search, and then think like a buyer. And they have like Google Trends, Poshmark Trends, and a sneak peek into the new feature, which I am low-key excited for. Actually, I think this new search feature, if it is everything they're saying, is probably going to be a game changer for a lot of us. Like this is going to be good. Jumping into the first one, it was Google search results page. So they kind of broke down the Google search results page with like shopping ads, the text ads, the organic results ads. Google search results page, starting place for shoppers. So most shoppers come here, they're searching for an item. Most of the time they're actually looking for a specific item, and Google works on shoppers' intent. Like Google has their own algorithm working and pulling out the data from what the shopper is actually looking for. And I don't know if you guys have noticed, but whenever you search on Google, it pretty much shows you exactly what you're looking for. What they mentioned is that Posh bids on text ads, and that's why Poshmark items tend to show up higher in there. For organic results, Posh optimizes our listings for SEO on Google, and that's why we see like fellow Poshers listings on Google pages. So Poshmark is bidding on those and then pushing and creating listings, or Google, oh my gosh, this is just so much to wrap my head around. Google listings basically, and we all know that, we see it all the time, right? So they said there are also shopping ads, and Posh creates shopping ads for Poshmark listings. So something they wanted us to think about: Posh, prioritize your image, the price, the color, the availability, and optimize category and product descriptions. So I do think it is still important for us to have good title. So I have kind of been shortening things, and after this, I think I'm gonna try going back, because I feel like if they are telling us to do this, I'm trusting that this is what they want. And you know, maybe for the last few weeks those short listings were working as they're trying to figure out like shoppers' intent, but If it goes back to how it was and they're trying to improve it, then you're going to want to have proper descriptions. So they said these details are very important for a Google ad. And this is going back to Google SEO optimization. Google Shopping Ads uses existing product data to make sure the most relevant products and ads are shown to users. So image, price, color, availability. More than one Poshmark ad can appear for a given search, and product information like price and title are directly in the ad. We want to have good product titles in order for them to pop up into this Google search. That's kind of like the gist of it, I think. All right, moving along to the next one. Thank you for your patience. This is like probably going to be pretty minimally edited because I just want to get this out here for you guys. All right, step 1, search visibility. Make sure it's on in your account. By doing this, you can go into your account tab and then sharing settings, turn that on. That just means that your listings, they're able to collect data and post them onto Google. This will mean that your thing shows up in Google. Free shipping also sets items apart in Google. I was playing around with free shipping before, and then I haven't been doing it recently. So maybe I'm going to start sampling again. What I was doing was any item that was over like $125, I would put free shipping on. And then items that were like over $75, I would just put an automatic $9.99 shipping on it. They are saying in this that Google puts preference to any sort of ads that have free shipping because people generally are wanting free shipping. That part makes sense. I don't think Posh is like deceiving us. I think that's just like, like it makes sense, right? The reason why they were talking about that new with tags is that basically she said, new with tags, add the barcode. This uniquely identifies the item and helps Posh push it on Google, and you can add barcodes after. So she said there's like a unique, it's like UPC number. I don't know what actual, she had like an acronym for it, but she said that is unique to that item. And when you can include a barcode with that item number, it actually will rank it into new with tags items if people are shopping. How she explained it made really good sense, where I was like, okay, like, why didn't you guys tell us that in the beginning? Why did you make it seem so awkward in that last call about like barcodes? And we're all like, what about barcodes? Why are you doing this? This is why. This is why they're saying if you have new tags items, put the barcode with them. It helps them link them in the Google ad and just makes it more searchable and a higher chance of it selling. So that totally makes sense to me. They also had a slide that said Google do's and don'ts, and it was hard because during the hackathon, she actually didn't cover the don'ts. She only covered the do's. So what I have is use a clear picture, lighting quality. She also mentioned not using yellow bulbs, which, come on, we all know that you should not be taking any pictures with a yellow bulb in your room because it changes the tone of the picture. They just don't look as nice. Like, use natural light where you can, and if you can't, use white bulbs. I actually just bought some smart bulbs from Costco and put them into this light fixture in here, and I can control the light tone and then also the brightness from my phone. And I haven't been doing any listing with it because I have a really good natural light in my house, and that's like 99% of my listings are done that way, but I'm gonna try using this light a little. We'll see how it goes. They're telling us you should also display the entire item with a neutral background, and then obviously white background if you can, using a photo editing app. I use Photo Room. I pay for a subscription. I think I pay yearly. I don't even know what the price is, but I use it so much, and I like the bulk edit feature because I have like a template set up for items, and it just automatically does all the changes that I want to it. What else? As many pics as possible. They are saying 15 images and a video, but none of us are doing that. We don't got time for that. I would say most items I have probably 6 to 8 images, and that's getting kind of all the important details that I need to get. They also said for your closet, keep it clean, have it consistent. So keep your images consistent. If you're using white backgrounds, use all white backgrounds. If you're doing flat lays, try and do everything flat lays. Like she said, make it seem uniform. So when someone comes there, it's desirable to look through. Like, it looks like a store. It gives them that online shopping feel. That is something I personally do myself. I put white background on everything, and I try and have all my images at the same kind of zoom, so it's always like they look very uniform. If you've ever shopped in my closet, you'll know that my items are always very uniform. They all look the same. The lighting's all the same. Everything is all the same. And I like it that way, and I feel like it gives a better shopping experience to people. All right, what else did they say? Include accurate flaws, shoot in square mode. If you don't do that, that is a game changer. If you're always cropping your images, put your phone into square mode setting. I know it's available on Apple. I don't know if it is available on Android. If you're an Android user and it is, drop in the comments, put it all in capital, let people know how to do that setting, because yeah, that definitely is important. So the don'ts, and this was something they missed, but it was on the slide. Don't use content that covers the product. I'm not sure what they mean by that. Don't use a generic image, graphic, or illustration. Don't use an image with any type of border or watermark. Don't include any promotional messages, and don't include a border. So that's pretty generic stuff, but I feel like those are things that to me seem like common sense, but they might not if you are a newer posher. So I would definitely take note of that. And if you're doing any of those things, stop. This is where you stop doing it, because these are best practices. And I feel like I feel like a broken record. Like I always tell people, white background, white background. I am telling you, your items will sell quicker if you use a white background. Okay, posh fact. Listing with more than 4 photos are 30% more likely to sell, and listings with 13 plus are 50% more likely to sell. Okay, give me a I do if you put 13 or more photos on all your listings. I want to know how many of us actually do this. I do not. But why am I considering this right now? Like, I'm actually like playing this out in my head, and I'm like, okay, maybe it's time to start doing this. Why don't I create a sample of listings? I have a bunch of stuff to list over the next few days, and I'm going to put 13 plus photos on like a quarter of them, and we're going to see if they sell quicker. One of the bonus thing was listing videos increase sell-through by 18%. I used to be good at that. I used to do that often, probably like 1 in every 5 I would do a video on. I haven't done it for a while. Maybe I'll do that as well on a different quarter. So some of them, I'm going to do a pile of pictures. Some of them I'm going to add videos. We're going to do a bunch of different things. And I'd like to say I'm going to give you some data after all of it, but it's probably just going to be too much effort for me to do. I'm just going to like think it through and tell you guys what I think is working the best, okay? So don't expect a highly organized video on how this data works, because my brain just doesn't have enough time to do that. But okay, next thing, the impact of daily sharing on sell-through rate. Okay, let's do this. Self-sharing. Sellers who self-share have a 1 to 2 times, or share sellers who bleh. I feel like I need to do those like mouth exercises, like me, la, 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 la. I feel like I need to do those before I make a video, because my mouth and tongue don't work together sometimes. Okay, sellers who self-share 1 to 2 times per day have a 25% lift in sell-through rate. Now, this would be like, to me, this data would be in comparison to someone who never shares their closet. So don't think that if you share more, you're going to see a higher increase. I think it's just saying anyone who shares their closet sells 25% more than someone who does not share their closet at all. And then they also kind of threw in their bulk sharing features. So sharing in bulk is over 2 times faster than sharing each listing individually, cutting your time by over 50%. And that is true. Like, we all know it. Their sharing, like their bulk sharing actually is pretty good. So no reason for you guys to have bots. You can use their self-share. And whenever I use it, I actually only like share my top half of the closet. I don't even share the bottom. And I think like when they carry into the sharing, I mean, obviously if you're using a bot, you don't even need to use the sharing, but yeah, that was a good point. I do think that many people don't need to pay for a bot and can just do the bulk sharing on their own and do more like strategic sharing. And I've talked about that in previous videos, so I won't cover that today. So how to create a powerful listing. They said title, keywords, and description are the most important. Brand, style number, and official name are also great to have in it. Descriptions with more than 100 characters, which is usually 20 to 25 words, have a 40% higher sell-through rate. I believe that. I do. I think over the last few weeks with, like, again, all these A/B testing and weird things they've been doing, it's kind of like we've seen that that's not always true, but I do believe generally that that is true. That's why I have like a really good chunk of words in my listings, and I use lots of descriptive, lots of keywords, and I always have measurements in there as well. They also said you can use description templates. For this, I use keyboard shortcuts. I highly recommend you set up some shortcuts, and basically, like, I type in a couple letters, and usually it's like an acronym to whatever that shortcut is, and then it'll just pop it up. And I use this the most actually for my measurements, because I have a little blurb that I put in there. They also said that we should use market research for pricing, so making sure you're pricing things at, like, you know, what it's going to sell for. So not looking and being like, oh, everyone's solds are at 50 and I'm going to list it at 150. Like, it's probably not going to sell, right? So make sure you're at fair market value, basically. I usually list a little bit higher, so I have some wiggle room. And they said listings with an original price. This is interesting. I actually found this very interesting. Has a 35% increased sell-through rate. That is very interesting because a lot of times I put 0. So actually I was kind of doing some comp searching yesterday, and I noticed that some people just go $9.99 as original price, and then they'll put theirs. Like, I wonder if that would qualify. Like, do I actually have to put, you know, this sells for $146? Sometimes I just feel like when you put an original price and then you put what you're listing it for, they're doing the math in their head. So sometimes I don't put most times I don't put the original price, because I don't want them comparing. I want them to actually buy this on what they think, not doing math in their head. But I don't know, what do you guys do? Do you put the original price and everything? Like, I'm going to use, say, like Lululemon for an example. Would you put the original price of the Lululemon leggings and then put what you're asking for them? I'd like to know that. What are you guys doing for that? Okay. Fun posh fact, listing with brand mentioned is 2 times likely to sell than a listing with no brand mention. That's very interesting. I feel like that is common sense, though. You should be putting your brand in there, but maybe there are people that don't. Something else they talked about was closet search to clientele. They said this as a new feature, but I feel like most of us have been using it already. And basically, it's just that search feature in our closet. I think as sellers, we use it often when we're trying to find a specific item in our closet, but they said that it's a great feature for people that are shopping. So basically, someone comes to your closet, they have it filtered for their size, and they want to just buy Lululemon, or they find like one pair of Lululemon shorts and they want to know, oh, do you have anything else in their size? So they can search Lululemon in there and it'll show all the items that fall into their size. I agree. I think people do shop like this because I have gone into people's closets where I'm like, okay, maybe I can build a bundle here, and have used that feature. Next thing that they talked about was, they were talking about how to run sales. Basically, they said you could run a jacket sale and you could filter your own closet by jackets, and then you could, mark them all down, use that bulk feature, and you could run a sale. It was good. I think a lot of people already utilize it like that, but if you haven't, I think that was good information to newer poshers, definitely. So I feel like my honest opinion, they were handing out some good stuff. Is it always necessary, or is it always applicable to more seasoned resellers? Maybe not, but I feel like these were some good reminders to people that have been selling for a while as well. All right, the next topic was to think like a buyer. And the first one was Google Trend Spotting. Google Trends, I actually have never used this. I think I'm going to explore it a little bit more. And basically they're just saying, go into Google Trends. They use trucker hats as an example. And then you can go down and it'll tell you like the #1 related topics and the #1 related queries. And it will actually give brands. And she said Stetson Trucker hats has actually been like a very trending search. So I think a lot of times these kind of hats maybe show up in a TV show or something that everyone's watching, and then everyone wants to get a hat like that. But they were saying like you could do that with other things, like say you have jean shorts, you could find out which jean shorts are being searched for the most in Google. Like I said, I don't use this feature, and I don't know why, because I've heard this before, and I think I just really needed this breakdown and reminder that I'm going to start using it a bit more. And they said like basically you could search up trends and styles. So she said one of the trends that they did a comparison on was for jeans, skinny versus straight leg. And she actually said like straight leg is on the trend right now. More people are searching for straight leg jeans than skinny. And she said, you know, this could help you when you're outsourcing. Maybe you've been grabbing a ton of skinny and you're finding they're just not selling in your closet. Well, it could be because people are now searching for more straight leg jeans. I think this is just a good way to look into trends. Like, I think it could be utilized a few ways, and I'm definitely going to add it to my toolbox. Leveraging trends to capture shopper intent. So she said there's a trend guidelines. I did not know about this. I guess this is kind of a newer. I used to look at like their trends in the news, and it would just have like different categories. But they kind of showed a screenshot, and it was like, you can now look up the trend guidelines. It's going to give you the brands that are following, the categories, the colors that are the most common, or the style tags that people are using, and keywords that people are using. This was very, very interesting. I did not know this. This helps us as sellers. Like, these are things that if you don't know what is trending, like I always say, for me, trend a lot of times will trump brand. And I'm really good at researching, finding out what's trending just by like looking. I also have 2 young girls that love fashion, so I can pick up through them, you know, what we're looking at in the mall, things like that. But if you do not know how to find trends, this is going to be your golden egg. This is what's going to help you figure that out, and then kind of give you some tools for when you're going out and you're sourcing and thrifting. Yeah, I'm excited about this. So style tags are a pillar of trends, and I think that's why they brought them out. And I'm always shocked when people are like, what? I don't use tags. Who uses tags? Are you kidding me? You should be using tags. I've been using them from day one. I have like a little kind of list. I've been starting to toss them into my what solds and telling you guys what kind of style tags I would include with certain items, because I am always putting in at minimum 2. If I can't like think of 3, I'll put 2, but usually I'm using 3. I'm using them all. And she said, know which style tags are being used, apply to old or new listings if they match, and go back and edit those. So once you start looking at what's trending, if you have any items that fall into these categories or these trends, what she's saying is go back and edit them. Go back and put these tags or change the tags that you had already entered. I think this is going to help us sell items. So this could play into partly too why some items are selling and some aren't, because it's depending on what's trending. And that's, I mean, whatever, that's common sense stuff, but I think I needed to hear it. Like, I definitely needed to hear it, and I'm going to be using that as soon as possible. Like, actually, as soon as I'm done this, I think I'm going to go hop into that trends and start figuring out that tool. All right, and then the last thing they discussed was what is coming soon. So they said they have a new feature coming out. It's called Saved Searches and it's going to be available on mobile only. So basically, it's going to save filtered searches, and you can, let me get my thoughts here. You can receive daily updates on these saved search features. And she said it's going to help you with pricing. It's going to help you with recently sold. It's going to help match buyers. And this feature is strictly to help sellers. This is what I want to hear. Like, amen, Posh. This is what we need. Listen to your community. I think there's some things in the works, and this was like a breath of fresh air to me. So she said, you can check how other sellers, so basically, once you have some filters set up, things that you're researching or that you want to know about, or maybe you have items similar to this, or this is the type of items that you are thrifting, she said you can set up this search filter. They're going to send you It sounded like daily kind of messages where I'd give you information. And she said, you'll be able to check you'll be able to check out other sellers' listings, their pricing, their descriptions, their categories, their keywords, and what they are doing if their items are selling. So you can look and be like, this is my listing, this is my listing, this is their listing. Why did their listing sell? And you can look at the comparisons. I think this is going to be interesting. I'm pretty excited about it. We'll see. We'll see, because it still has to come out. And she said what they were showing in the video may not be exactly what it looks like. She said it's still being developed and it should be coming out soon. So fingers crossed, this is coming out really soon. I think the trend guidelines is going to definitely have an impact on us. And this next one, this saved searches, is going to be kind of like the icing on the cake. You know, it's definitely going to improve our selling. And I had another slide. Yeah, they just had some examples like black blue jeans, Nike Air Force white sneakers. Like they have some saved ones on the graphic or whatever. And then you would get a notification, we found new items matching your saved searches. And then you could shop them now and see what other people are doing. All right. That was a lot of information. I, like, completely honest, I'm happy with what they did. I think this was good. I think this was a solid step forward. This is the Posh that I love, that I trust, that I feel like I have a relationship with, even though I don't. I'm happy with this. This was like tangible information. This is stuff that I can use in my business. Again, they didn't touch on that AB thing. They didn't, and I think that's why they did this, because they were like, they need us to create optimized listings so that their search can pull out what it needs and they can push the right listings onto Google with the right information. So I think they're really just trying to set us up to be successful. I do. All of this makes sense. I love how they explain the Google search and SEO at the beginning, because it's not always general knowledge information. I know there were people commenting like blah, 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 basically like they knew everything. Good on you. I didn't know all that. That was awesome. It was really hard for me to write notes while that was going on, because I wanted to absorb all of that information. I will be going back once they post the video, and I will be rewatching it again, because there was lots of little nuggets of information in this video that I think is going to help us succeed. So there's some food for thought. Were you in it? What did you think? Did this help you? Did it give you some tidbits? And I think for some of us, it's things that we know, but maybe we weren't applying. Maybe they're things that we used to do that we don't do anymore, right? And that's what it kind of had me thinking. Like there was some few things that I was like, okay, I need to get back to doing that. But yeah, I'm happy with it. That was good. That's good. Right on, Posh. That was good. I know there's gonna be people that are like, that was useless, typical Posh, blah, blah, blah. And I am going to disagree. I'm going to disagree with you. I think there was some good information in that, and I will look forward to these type of events. This is what I expect from them, trying to create a community. This was a good community event. All right, I want to hear your thoughts. I want to know what you guys think. Anything in here that you are the most excited about, anything that you haven't been doing that you're going to change, anything you want to say, drop it in the comments. Let's share, let's grow together, and let's own great businesses. Okay, I'm out of here. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I'm wishing you many sales, and I'll see you next time. Bye.
I've said it many times, I know I would change my ways, I know for sure. When